Okay.
Okay, sir.
We'll continue the citizenship. So in our previous class, we discussed about part 2 of Indian Constitution, right?
Yes, sir.
Part 2 of our Indian Constitution, that is citizenship, right?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So I think we discussed about what is Article 5, right? What is
Yes,
Article
sir.
5 we discuss. Then what is Article
Sir, we
6 also
discussed
we
from 5 to
discuss.
11.
Uh, 7, Article 8 we discuss, Article 9, Article 9, 10, 11 also we discuss. Then we discuss about Citizenship Act 1955, right? This act
Yes, sir.
provide how a person can get the Indian citizenship, how a person can lose the Indian citizenship. Then we discuss about how a person can get Indian citizenship by birth, by descent, by registration, by naturalization, and by incorporation of territory. And apart from that, we discuss about how a person can lose the citizenship. How a person can
Yes,
lose
sir.
the citizenship by renunciation, we discuss, by termination, we
Yes, sir.
discuss,
By
by
termination,
deprivation,
by
we discuss.
deprivation.
We discuss,
Yes, sir.
right? So hope
Yes, sir.
you got an idea that how a person can get Indian citizenship and how a person can lose the Indian citizenship. Okay, and I already mentioned that it is nowhere written in Constitution how a person can get an Indian citizenship and how a person can lose the Indian citizenship.
Indian
Okay,
citizenship.
it is nowhere mentioned in Constitution. Okay, then we will discuss about the current affair which is related to the citizenship, that is NRC. Okay, so what is NRC? First of all, NRC stand for National Register of Citizens. National Register of Citizen. When it was introduced in the year 1951. When it was introduced in the year 1951. Okay, so in the year 1951, when National Register of Citizen was introduced, it was conducted at pan-India level. So that NRC, National Register of Citizen, it was prepared just after the census, after independence census, that is 1951. What is census? Okay, what is population census? In India, after every 10 years or once in a 10 years, there is a census of population. That means Indian population will be counted. Okay, so in India at present also we have population census concept. So once in every 10 year we have a population census. So this year 2021 we have population census, but due to this pandemic COVID-19 we don't know when the government is going to conduct this population census. So immediately after independence there was the first independent India population census in the year 1951. So immediately after the conduction of this population census, the central government has prepared National Register of Citizen. So what is that register contains? So that register showing the houses, house numbers are there, right? That register contain the houses or householding in serial order. And apart from that, the number which were mentioned in the NRC, that same number is mentioned in the house also. Okay, so that NRC consists the owner of that particular house, the number of person staying in that particular house. So that was that NRC. And NRC it was first time published in the year 1951. After that, NRC was not published till now. So please remember, first and last time NRC was published in the year 1951 only. So at that time, NRC consists of the number of houses which were present in independent India, okay, or the people who were staying in that particular house. That data were also mentioned in that NRC. Okay, so understood what is NRC?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so
Yes, sir.
how many times NRC introduced or published in India? It was only
One time, sir.
one time, one and
Once.
only one time. That is also in the year 1951.
One.
Okay. Then NRC comes under which ministry? NRC comes under Ministry of Home Affairs. Ministry of Home Affairs, NRC.
Okay.
Okay. Then who will publish and who will conduct this NRC? Population Census Commissioner. We have a Population Census Commissioner. So this commissioner will conduct the survey. So based upon that survey, NRC was published in the year 1951. Then why NRC it is in current affair? Why it is in current affair we will study. So here Assam. Hope you know about one of the Indian state, that is Assam. Right? So earlier Assam was very big. So in the meantime, the Assam was divided into and created new states like Meghalaya, Nagaland, which we have already discussed in part 1 of Indian Constitution. Right? So what was happened during 70s as well as the during 80s? During 70s and during 80s, right after the liberation of Bangladesh, what was happened? Lot of migration from Bangladesh to Assam. So there was a lot of migration from Bangladesh to Assam. Okay, so Assam people, they, th- they thought that there was a lot of illegal migration. If migrated people settled in the Assam, then those people can threaten to the culture, okay, or belief of Assam people. They thought that it might be that what do you call illegal migrant people can cause damage or threat to the culture and belief of the Assamese. So what was happened? So from 1980s onwards, there was a protest was going on. Where the protest was going on in Assam. What was the protest? What was the protest all about? That the after 1970, whoever the people who migrated from Bangladesh to Assam, they need to vacate the Assam and they need to go back to the Bangladesh, or government has to take the step. So that was the protest going on in the year 19. So during 1980s in Assam. So in the year 1985, at that time, Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India. Okay. So there was an agreement. There was an agreement. That agreement, it is called tripartite agreement. What is it? So there was a agreement. So there that agreement, it was called tripartite agreement. This that means three parties were involved in that agreement. Who were these three parties? Okay, one of the organization was ASU, All Assam Student Union. So that was the union which represent the student of Assam. Then All Assam Ghana Parishad, Ghana Sangram Parishad. So this is a political party, All Assam Ghana Sangram Parishad. Now also there is a same political party working in Assam. All Assam Ghana Parishad, it was a political party. Then there was a central government. The central government was led by Rajiv Gandhi. So Rajiv Gandhi was the prime minister of that time. So there was an agreement, tri-party agreement. So that tri-party agreement was between the ASU, All Assam Student Union, and All Assam Ghana Sangram Parishad, as well as the central government. So that agreement, it is called Assam Accord. Please remember, this is very important. The tri-party agreement which was between the ASU central government as well as the Assam Ghana Sangram Parishad, that agreement was called Assam Accord. So that agreement was signed in the year 1985. Okay. So what was there in the agreement? So there was an agreement called Assam Accord. So what was there in that agreement? So according to that agreement, any foreigner, means any
Immediately.
person who migrated from Bangladesh, at that time Bangladesh was not there, at that time it was East Pakistan. So any foreigner at that time between 1951 to 1961, so any foreigner between 1951 to 1961 who migrated from East Pakistan to Assam, who migrated from East Pakistan to Assam, that migrant will get the full citizenship, including the right to vote. Please remember, this is very, very important. Okay, what was that provision of the agreement? Any migrant from East Pakistan who migrated from East Pakistan to Assam between 1951 to 1961, that migrant get all the rights of the citizen, plus that migrant got the Indian citizenship. That was there. Then second provision was there, the foreigners who migrated to Assam between 1961 to 1971. Please remember, the foreigners from East Pakistan who migrated from East Pakistan to Assam between 1961 to 1971. Okay, for them, they'll get the rights of the citizen. They'll get the citizenship status as well as they'll get the right of the citizenship, but except one right, that is, they didn't get the right to vote. That is also for 10 years. Okay, once again I'll explain. Second provision is simple. What is that second provision? Okay, second provision stated that a foreigner who migrated from East Pakistan to Assam between 1961 to 1971. For that foreigner, the foreigner get the citizenship of India, plus the foreigner get the rights of the citizens which Indian citizen got at that time. But that foreigner didn't get the right to vote for 10 years. So after the expiration of the 10 year, the foreigner get the right to vote also. Understood second provision? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Understood. First provision, what was
Sir,
that?
excuse
Yes,
me,
sir.
sir.
Hmm.
Sir, what is that? All Assam Students Union, sir.
That is
Who were
a
there in the union, sir?
in that one, Assam students were there. Graduate, apart from that, PG, PUC, those students were there. Okay.
Sir.
Understood?
Sir, it is a
What was
party, sir.
necessary for them to sign the agreement, sir?
What, sir?
What was necessary for them to sign the agreement?
What was that was that, sir, that those student also and all Assam Ghana Parishad, they are demanding for the persecution of those migrant who migrated to Assam.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Okay, yes, sir.
all Assam student union, sir. This is party, sir. In
No,
Assam
that is not party. It is an association. I already
association.
mentioned
Okay,
it
sir.
is an association. Okay. All
Okay, sir.
Assam Ghana
Sir.
Sangram Parishad, it is a political party. Okay. Yes,
Sir,
ma'am. You are
sir,
asking
okay,
something.
second point, sir.
Second point. Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, up one.
This one. Okay. So what was
Yeah.
the provision in the agreement that any foreigner, means any person from East Pakistan who migrated from East Pakistan to Assam when between 1951 to 1961, for that foreigner, the foreigner get the Indian citizenship, plus the foreigner get all the rights which Indian citizenship is having, including the right to vote also. Okay. So that was that provision. Understood, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Shravani.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay. Second provision, what was that? Simple. Any foreigner who migrated from East Pakistan to Assam between 1961 to 1971, that foreigner get the citizenship status, plus the foreigner get all the rights which Indian citizen having at that time, except the right to vote. Except the right to vote, and the right to vote will be given after 10 years of period. That means the foreigner will get the right to vote after 10 years of stay in India.
Why only East Pakistan, sir?
Why?
Why only East Pakistan, sir?
At that time, East Pakistan, now it is Bangladesh. Bangladesh is near to Assam, right, sir? That's why a lot of the people, they migrated to Assam. Because there was a disturbance in Bangladesh at that time. Okay?
Sir,
So
is
understood?
there any chance that Bangladesh would join with India, sir?
Huh, there is a chance. Why not? Remember Article 2?
Yes, sir.
So there is a chance that Bangladesh can become the part of Indian Union, like how Sikkim become.
Okay, sir.
Okay, understood. First provision of this agreement, Assam Accord. Then
Yes,
understood
sir.
second provision.
Assam.
Okay.
Assam.
Then third provision. What was the third provision? Any migrant, okay, who enter into Assam from Bangladesh. At that time, Bangladesh was what do you call exist. So Bangladesh was came in the year 1971, 26 March 1971. Okay, at that time Bangladesh was formed. Earlier Bangladesh it was called East Pakistan. Earlier Bangladesh was a part of Pakistan, but in the year 1971, okay, India declared war against Pakistan. Okay, and East Pakistan was separated from Pakistan, and East Pakistan become Bangladesh. Okay, so in the year 1971, any person from Bangladesh who enter into Assam after 26th March 1971, after 26th March 1971, that person will be deported. That person will be deported. That means the person has to go back to its own country. Understood? Hello?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ask me.
sir, in second provision, why did they remove the voting rights, sir?
Why did they remove the voting rights? Why? Because the thing is that it was already happened. This agreement was signed in the year 1985, and it is talking about the 1951, 1961, 1961 to 1971. Here, in this second decade, these people have already migrated, and during that time, okay, there was a protest in East Pakistan, right? Separation of East Pakistan and demand for a new country called Bangladesh. So at that time, lot of people they have migrated. Okay, so if they got right to vote, then they can create the disturbance in Pakistan. Oh, sorry, Assam political activities. That's why those people didn't get the right to vote. Understood?
Sir, only foreign, sir.
Only,
Only foreign, sir. Foreign,
only
foreign.
foreigners. Only foreigners, sir.
Okay.
Assam Accord. It is about the giving the citizenship to the migrated people, those who migrated into Assam. Okay, not
Okay,
Indian. They already Indians are they already got the Indian citizenship, right?
Sir,
Assam.
is it only from Bangladesh or any other country?
No, only from Bangladesh or East Pakistan.
Okay,
And
sir.
that migration has to be only in Assam, not other states.
Okay.
Okay.
Assam. I am talking about Assam. At that time, 1985 Assam means that what do you call this thing? Huh?
Kamarupa, sir.
Yeah. Kamarupa. Okay. So understood? So three
Yes, sir.
simple provision was there under that agreement. What was that? Any foreigner who migrated to India between 1951 to 1961, they'll get all the rights of the citizen, including the right to vote. Second provision, any foreigner who migrated to Assam between 1961 to 1971, they'll get all the rights of the citizenship except the right to vote. They'll get the
Vote.
right to vote after 10 years of period. Then third provision, any person who migrated to Assam after 26 March 1971, they will be deported to their own country. Understood?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so these are the three provisions. Apart from that, one of the important provision was under this agreement was that Parliament should make law. Parliament should make law regarding the protection of the belief, culture, or tradition of the Assami people. Okay, that was also provision under this Assam Accord 1985. So these were the provisions under Assam Accord 1985.
Sir,
Okay,
doubt, sir.
yes, sir. Yes, ask me, Bharat.
Sir, if a person got citizenship of India, sir,
Uh,
then is that necessary that a person should vote or not, sir?
See, right to vote we have, but it depends upon the person whether he or she will vote or not.
Okay, sir.
That is person wish, whether he want to vote or he doesn't want to vote. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
That is his or her wish. Government cannot compel to vote. Got it, Bharat?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay then. Then that was a agreement. What was that agreement? The agreement was between ASU, All Assam Ghana Sangram Parishad and central government. That agreement called Assam Accord 1985. Then why that 1985 agreement? It is in current affair. Now why we are discussing about that thing? So what was happened? Again that same thing started protest. Why? Because lot of Bangladeshi still they are staying in Assam. Okay, still they are staying in Assam. So again in the year 2016 and 17 protest was started. So Supreme Court has taken the case as suo motu. Suo motu means if court has taken the case itself rather than someone filing the case, that is called suo motu. So Supreme Court has taken the case as a suo motu, and Supreme Court has given a deadline to the Population Census Commissioner that prepare the NRC list. Prepare the NRC list. Okay, so that NRC list that consists the Indian citizens and those who didn't get the proper document to become the Indian citizenship, that has to deport. Okay, so that has to made by Population Census Commissioner. So Supreme Court has given the deadline to the Population Census Commissioner that update the NRC list. Okay, before March 2017, then again in the year 2017, Supreme Court has extended the deadline. Someone asking something. Hello? Hello?
Sir, nothing, sir. Nobody.
Okay, so understood. That's why it is in current affair, NRC. Then what was happened? Okay, so government has prepared one law, NRC. Based upon NRC, the government has prepared one law. Then government has unlisted the eligibility regarding the updation of the NRC. That means in simple language, the people, okay, government has given certain rules and regulations according to which a person who migrated from Bangladesh to India can become the citizen of India, or government has given the eligibility criteria to become a citizen of India, or government has issued the eligibility criteria for those migrant, okay, who were migrated from Bangladesh to Assam, okay, and who can become the citizen of India, who cannot become the citizen of India. Okay, so what were these criteria? So who can become the citizen of India? We are talking about now this condition. 2019 government has issued this notification. Okay, eligibility notification, that who will get the citizenship of India status and who cannot get. So what was the provision? So according to that eligibility criteria, first criteria is that any person, those who migrated from Bangladesh or East Pakistan to Assam before March 1917. Okay, so that person whose name appear in NRC, okay, NRC of 1971, or whose name appear in electoral rolls. You know electoral rolls? Any idea about electoral rolls?
No, sir.
See, before election, they will give you one chit. That political party agents are there, right? So they will give you one chit. Okay, under that chit, it is mentioned about your voter ID plus your photo plus venue of the poll station, means where you need to cast your vote. So that one chit is there. Okay, that
Yes,
chit
sir,
it is
we know,
called. Acha, you know that. That is good. So that chit it is called electoral rolls. So first criteria, what was that? What was that first criteria? Any person whose name appeared in the NRC, or any person, okay, whose name appear in the electoral rolls. Okay, before 1971, not now, before 1971, that person will get the citizenship of India. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very simple. What was that eligibility criteria? Any foreigner who migrated from Bangladesh to India before 1971, plus that person name should be there in NRC, plus that person name should be there in electoral roll. Okay, that person will get the citizenship of India. Now, and apart from that, a person who migrated to India before 1971. Okay, that person, what do you call, fathers or forefathers? Okay, fathers or forefathers name appeared in the electoral rolls or name appeared in the NRC of India, then those people will also get the citizenship of India. Understood? Second thing, simple. What was that first eligibility? Any person who migrated to India before 1971, and that person name appeared in the NRC, plus person name should be appeared in the electoral rolls. Okay, then a person who migrated to India. Okay, the person who migrated to India before 1971 and their fathers whose name also appeared in the NRC as well as the electoral rolls. They will get the citizenship of India, plus the person who got the Indian citizenship, okay, through this criteria, or a person who migrated from Bangladesh to Pakistan before 1971 and their name appeared in the electoral rolls, plus their name appeared in the NRC. They will get the Indian citizenship, plus their descent. Their descent means their children will also get the Indian citizenship. Understood? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Understood? Or you want me to explain once again?
Once again, sir.
Okay, simple. What was that criteria? Any person who migrated to India, who migrated to Assam from Bangladesh before 1971. Before 1971. Okay, take an example. I migrated to Assam from Bangladesh before 1971. Plus, my name appeared in the electoral rolls. Plus, my name appeared in the National Register of Citizen. Okay, I'll get the Indian citizenship, plus my descendants, means my children also will get the Indian citizenship, plus my grandchildren also will get the Indian citizenship. So that is that criteria. Now understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
please remember
The
this
migrants
is
can
very
be
very important. Dhanu, you are telling something.
sir, the migrants can be legal or illegal, sir.
Migrants
Any
at
of
that time they were illegal. At that time, I am talking about before 1971. If migrants were illegal, but their names are appeared in the NRC or electoral rolls, then they'll get the Indian citizenship. Their descent also get the Indian citizenship.
okay, sir.
Okay. Then
No
next
time limit,
criteria. What Dhanu you are?
no time limit for them, sir. Like they
What?
should be this many days.
No, there is no such thing for them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then next eligibility criteria, what was that? A person. Who was that person? Simple. A person who migrated from Bangladesh to Assam. We're talking about that person only. So a person who registered themselves as per the rules of the central government. Okay. A person who registered themselves as per the rules of the central government with the FRO, that is Foreign Registration Regional Officers. In simple language, what is that second eligibility criteria? Any migrant who migrated from Bangladesh to Assam and that migration is illegal. That migration is illegal, but what that migrant did, he registered himself with the FRO. foreign registration regional officer. Understood? That person migrated from Bangladesh to India, and that migration is illegal, and that person registered himself with the foreign registration regional officer. That person also get the citizenship of India. Got it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Got it, everyone?
So
In
the
first,
FRO is an organization.
wait a minute. One by one, tell me.
Sir, that FRO is an organization or what
This
is
is
registered?
this is central government organization, foreign registration regional
Then how it
officer.
will be illegal, sir?
No, those migration, those the people who migrate, right? They migrate in a illegal way. Okay,
They have
government didn't
registered
permit.
here.
At that time, government didn't permit them to migrate to India, but they migrated to India. But they registered themselves with FRO. Okay, hello,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
hello. Understood, Shravani?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay, so that is about the second eligibility criteria. Then what was the third eligibility criteria? Any migrated person who migrated to Assam when after 1st January 1966 but before 25th March 1971. This is also very important. Date is very important. What was the third criteria? Any person, okay, from East Pakistan who migrated to Assam when between 1st January 1966 and 25th March 1971. For those person also they get the Indian citizenship without their name appear in the NRC or without registered in the FRRO or without appearing their name in the electoral rolls. Understood? So those persons will get the citizenship of India. Understood? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then next, any person who can provide any of the document issued up to midnight of 24th March 1971. See, reason, what was that? Okay, this provision is having what do you call this thing? Discrepancies. So what is that this provision? This fourth criteria, what is that? Any migrant or any person who migrated from Bangladesh to Assam. Okay, when he migrated at that time, any authority provide him document. Like at that time panchayat might be provided document, or gram sabha might be provided document, or what do you call local police station also might be provided the document. Understood? So at that time lot of officers were there, those who provided the document to those people who migrated. So a person who migrated to Assam, please remember we are talking only about Bangladesh and Assam, not rest of the India. Now NRC is only related to Assam, not to the rest part of the country. Okay. So fourth provision, what is that? Any person who migrated from Bangladesh to Assam. Okay. And that person is having a document which is issued by the government official. Okay. Then the person get the citizenship of India. Understood? So that is that fourth eligibility criteria under NRC. Got it, everyone? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Got
Yes,
it?
sir.
Okay. So these are the four eligibility criteria to become the citizen of India
Sir,
to those people who migrated from Bangladesh to India. Okay. Now
Sir,
someone is
please
asking something.
repeat, sir.
Till?
sir,
Hello?
Sir,
Hi.
fourth one repeat, sir.
Fourth one is simple, sir. A person who migrated from Bangladesh to Assam, and that person got the any of the document which is issued by the government official. Any of the document,
Government.
government official, then that person is also get
Sir.
the
For
Indian
example,
citizenship. For example, I migrated to what do you call? Take an example. I migrated from Bangladesh to Assam. In Assam, one district is there, Dibrugarh. One place is there, Dibrugarh. When I migrated, at that time, Dibrugarh, I got a certificate from the Dibrugarh Municipal Authority that I am residing in so and so place in Dibrugarh. Got it? You know, resident certificate. Now also
Okay,
we have resident certificate. From Mandal office, we can get it.
sir.
That is an example. Understood?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
So now the issue is that, so recently that NRC has been updated. So there were nearly 3.20 crore were illegal immigrants. How many? 3.20 crore people are there. Okay. So those were considered as illegal immigrants. So NRC has updated by the Population Census Commissioner. So with that one, nearly 3.01 crore of people got the Indian citizenship. Means 3 crore 1 lakh people got the Indian citizenship based upon the eligibility criteria which we discussed. 19 lakh people are there, those who are unable to prove their citizenship, or those who are didn't satisfy this eligibility criteria, this or this. So this 19 lakh people doesn't get the Indian citizenship. Okay, so here is the issue. Here is the issue. So what was the issue? The thing is that here 19 lakh people. Okay, so in this 19 lakh people, most of the people were women. Women. Okay, so if women were there, after marriage, they'll shift to their hometown or they can shift their place also. So how they can get the document? That is an issue. Okay, after marriage, that woman has to shift to her husband hometown, right? Understood? So that was the issue. Then if she has shifted, how she can produce the resident certificate? That is an issue. Apart from that 19 lakh people, most of the people are migrant labor. You know, migrant labor who migrate from one district to another district. Okay, one district to another district or one state to another state. Like I am a migrant labor. I migrate from Telangana to Karnataka for work purpose, right? So in Assam, what was the issue? Most of the people there migrated from one district to another district. So those who are migrant laborers are there. So those who migrated from one district to another district, so the place where they migrated, in that local police station, they registered as a foreigners. Take an example, we have two districts. Okay, one is called Dibrugarh. Okay, and another it is called Bodoland. So a region is there, Bodoland. So one person migrated from Dibrugarh to Bodoland. Okay, in Bodoland, that person was considered as a foreigner, or that person is registered as a foreigner in local police station. Okay, though that person staying in Dibrugarh for so many years. Understood? So that is the issue at present time. Got it, everyone? Then again, Corona came, lockdown, then slowly that economy and political recovered. Then again, second wave of Corona. Okay. So this is about the NRC, National Register of Citizen. And one more issue which is related to the NRC, that we have detention camp. We have detention camp or detention center. Those detention centers are there between border of India and Bangladesh. So central government is failed to provide the accommodation to this 19 lakh people. No proper accommodation to this 19 lakh people. So that is also an issue in present time. So understood all of you? What is Assam Accord? What is NRC? What is the issue related to the NRC?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, very important. Then next, Ka, Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Okay, so what is
Sir.
that? Yes, sir.
Sir, is there difference between Migrants and immigrants.
No such difference.
Migrants and immigrant. No, sir.
Immigrants, no such thing, sir.
Okay, sir.
Hmm. Okay. Migrant can be at domestic level. Okay, one state to another state. Immigrants are, between two countries or one country, rest of the world. Apart from that, there is no such differences. Okay. So now we will discuss about another hot topic, that is CA, Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. Last year from December onwards, there was a lot of protest in Delhi, Uttar Pradesh also. Lot of riots were also held, right, because of this CA, Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. So what is that act? What is that act? So according to this act, according to the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019, okay, a person who already migrated to India, before 31st December 2014. Please listen carefully. This is very, very important provision. What is that? A person who already migrated to India. Please remember this act passed in the year 2019 and the deadline which is given in this act is 2014. Okay. So what is that? Any person, okay, who migrated to India before 31st December 2014 from three countries. What are those three countries? Pakistan, Bangladesh, as well as Afghanistan. Here, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. So, a person who migrated to India before 31st December 2014 from Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. Okay, a person who belongs to either Hindu religion, Sikh religion, Jain religion, Buddhist religion, Parsis, or Christians. Understood? A person. Who is that person? A person either belongs to Hindu religion, Sikh religion, Jain religion, Buddhist religion, Parsi, or Christian. Okay, a person who belongs to any of the religion migrated to India from Pakistan, Bangladesh, or Afghanistan. These people get the citizenship of India. Okay, so that is that provision. So what is that provision under CA? A person, okay, who migrated from Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan to India, but before 31st December 2014. Okay, and that person belongs to any of the religion. What are those religion? Either Hindu, Sikh, Jain, Buddhist, Parsi, or Christian. Okay, that person will get the citizenship of India. Please remember, these persons, they are already staying in India, and they already got the Indian citizenship last year only. And a person who migrated to India after 31st December 2014. Okay, a person who migrated to India after 31st December 2014, and the person belongs to any religion, either Hindu, Sikh, Jain, Buddhist, Parsi, Christians, or Muslim also. Okay, any religion, the person will deport to their own country. Okay, so any person who migrated after 31st December 2014, so that person will be deported to their own country. Understood, everyone? Hello?
Sir, deported means?
Deported means sending back.
Okay, sir.
Understood? So they came from, take an example, they came from Pakistan to India. Then India government will send them back to the Pakistan. That is the meaning of deportation. Understood, Bharat?
Okay, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
this is very, very important. Okay. Lot of issues are related to this act. So here, if you understood that, a person who migrated to India before 31st December 2014, and the person belongs to Hindu, Sikh, Jain, Buddhist, Parsi, and Christian. Plus, this is very important. So the person face the persecution in their own country. Persecution in their own country. That sometime it will happen, na? You know, in minority religion people, they'll do the inhuman treatment. Okay. Presently, it is going on in Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. What they are doing, they are targeting the minority communities. They are doing inhuman treatment, killing, illegal killing of those minority communities. So that is nothing but persecution. Okay. So a person who face the persecution plus a person belongs to any of the six religion. Okay. Plus the person migrated to India before 31st December 2014. The person will get the Indian citizenship. Understood all of you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Understood all of you? Hello?
Sir,
Understood, ma'am? Hello?
sir,
Shravani ma'am, you are asking something. I'm unable to hear you.
countries who are India, what about other countries?
Shravani ma'am, what is your doubt? Shravani ma'am. Hello?
Sir, only these three countries
Yeah.
will
This
be
act is
deported or
applicable to.
other country.
Listen. This act is applicable only to these three countries: Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. Okay. Then why people are protesting? Why people are protesting for this act? People are protesting for two purposes. What was that? First purpose, why only for six religion? Why not for Muslim? Why not for Muslim? Okay. Why? Because if you observe, Muslim religion is not mentioned in this act. Okay. Why the central government is not providing that Indian citizenship even to the Muslim migrants? Okay. So here the central government clarify that Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan are Islamic nation. Plus, Muslim people are not facing any kind of persecution. Muslim people are not facing any kind of persecution. That is the reason why the central government is excluding the Muslim community under this act. Okay. So one issue was clarified by the central government. Another issue was there were nearly 6 crore people who comes under the ambit of this act. Okay. So people are protesting that in India we are already having a scarcity of resources, like we have less job, more competition, okay, less what you call this food, accommodation and all those things. Then why central government is giving Indian citizenship to 6 crore people? So central government made a clarification that these 6 crore people are already staying in India. No new people will be added to India. These 6 crore people are already staying in India. So that is the clarification given by the central government. Okay, but still, the last year, last year in the year 2019, December onwards, people have started protesting, and lot of what do you call this thing, public damage. Sorry, lot of damage to the public property was also done. Lot of riots. So many people killed, including one of the intelligence bureau officer also in Delhi. Okay, so all those riots were regarding CA, Citizenship Amendment Act. Okay, and there is a belief that NRC, Citizenship Act, both are same. But here, if we observe, NRC it is related to Assam, and CA it is related to the Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. Okay, please be clarify yourself. So CA is totally different from NRC, or NRC is totally different from CA. Understood? All of you understood the first provision of this act, that this act will provide the citizenship to the migrants who migrated to India from Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. Everyone got it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then second provision of this act. What is the second provision of this act? Okay. So second provision of this act is that central government can cancel the OCI. What is OCI? Overseas Citizen of India. What is Overseas Citizen of India? We already discussed. Okay. A person who is eligible to become the citizen of India is considered as a overseas citizen of India. Okay. A person who is having a foreign citizenship and staying in India, and that foreigner is eligible to get the Indian citizenship, that person, it is called OCI, Overseas Citizen of India. If that OCI will break any law, then the central government can cancel the OCI registration. Understood, everyone? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the two provisions under this Citizenship Amendment Act. Okay. And what was the issue? Why people are protesting? We already got to know. And what was the clarification given by the central government? Okay, we studied. Then exception. So the people, 6 crore people are there, right? Who are already staying in India and who already got the Indian citizenship. Okay, under this act. So for them, okay, they can stay in any part of India except these places. So what was that? This act is there, right? This CA, Citizenship Amendment Act, does not apply to the tribal areas. So there are certain tribal areas, okay, in 4 Indian state: Tripura, Assam, okay, Mizoram, as well as the Meghalaya. Tripura, Mizoram, Assam, and Meghalaya. In these 4 states, okay, nearly in 10 districts, there is a concept of tribal area. Tribal area. Who declared this area as a tribal area? President. Okay. At present, only 4 states are having tribal area. What are those 4 states? Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram. So the people who got the Indian citizenship under CA, then they cannot stay in these areas. Understood, all of you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, they cannot stay in this area. Then apart from that, there are certain areas. Okay, what is that? ILP. ILP, Inner Line Permit. Inner Line Permit. What is that inner line permit? The concept of inner line permit was introduced in India by Britishers. It is not introduced by the India. The ILP concept, it is introduced by whom? Britishers. When? In the year 1873. In the year 1873, under Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation. Under Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation, the concept of inner line permit has introduced. Now ILP is applicable to 4 Indian states: Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, and Mizoram. That inner line permit, okay, or ILP, at present it is applicable in 4 Indian states, that is Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, as well as the Mizoram. So what is that ILP? What is that inner line permit? Okay, inner line permit is a permit given by this 4 state government to stay in this 4 state. For example, if you want to stay in Telangana, you can stay. You doesn't require any permission from the Telangana government. Okay, but if you are traveling to this 4 state, that is Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, or Mizoram, you required a ILP. That means you required a permission from that state government that you are staying in that particular state for particular purpose for so and so days. For example, you applied for permit that you are staying in 3 days in Mizoram. You have a plan that, okay, you want to go to Mizoram for 3 days and you want to stay in Mizoram for 3 days. So before going to Mizoram, you need to take the permission from the Mizoram government through LIP, Inner Line Permit. Understood everyone what is ILP?
Sir, if we are want to settle there, means what the
No, we can't settle
procedure,
there.
sir?
No, we can't settle. Okay. There are certain areas in these 4 states that we can't settle. Sir, 5 minutes. After that, I'll complete. Okay. So if you want to stay in that particular state even for short period of time also, we need to take the permission of that particular government through ILP, Inner Line Permit. Okay. So this act is not applicable in those area where ILP is applicable. That means this act is not applicable in Arunachal Pradesh, not applicable in Nagaland, not applicable in Manipur, as well as it is not applicable in Mizoram also. Understood all of you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
If you observe this CA, Citizenship Amendment Act, it is not applicable in the northeastern state. Right? Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram covered under the ILP. And Tripura, Mizoram, Assam and Meghalaya cover under the tribal areas. Okay. So the people who got Indian citizenship under CA Act, they can't settle in the 7 Indian state in northeast region. Okay. Apart from this 7 state, they can stay in any part of the country. Understood? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Understood, sir.
Saif, tell me. Hello?
Sir, understood, sir.
Okay. Then I'll wind up the class. No, Ashok sir will take the class. Okay?
Okay, sir. Immediately, sir.
Immediately, I think. Understood, all of you? Both NRC and CA, right?
Yes, sir.
Understood, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Inshallah. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, sure.
सर मेरा भी प्रेजेंट लगा दीजिएगा, absent नहीं कर दीजिएगा.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Sir, attendance, sir.
Bye, sir.
I have taken sir attendance.